Hi there and welcome back to our channel. My name is Helen.
I am Joseph.
And we are the Joe-Attahs. So we are still on our Q&A for singles, and we have been answering questions sent to us by singles who have been watching our videos, and we hope that you find this Q&A very insightful and instructive if you're in a relationship, or you're looking to go into a relationship, or you're even about to get married. Today again, we're answering another question sent to us from one of our followers. So what's the question for today?
All right, today's question, we are two core members serving, and we met on camp, and then we got connected. One thing led to another, of course, and then now I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do. It's a very hard one. I don't know what to do. I really do like him, but I'm not sure if he's ready for marriage because he hasn't proposed yet. But he doesn't mind, because of this. The question is, should I marry him because of this unplanned pregnancy?
Wow.
It's a very hard one, right?
So first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry that you have to go through that, because I know that it's a hard place to be. We all make mistakes here, and it's when you're in that place where you're not thinking straight, because whichever way you look, you see that it's hard. So you're at a point where you literally have to choose your own heart.
That's right.
So you either choose to get married, at the risk of simply marrying because of an unplanned pregnancy and not knowing if that marriage is really going to work out, or if that marriage was even meant to be in the first place, or carrying a baby out of wedlock. And it's a really difficult place to be. But here is, since you're asking, if I were to advise, personally, my answer would be a no. Because marriage is for a lot of things, right? But the primary purpose of marriage is not procreation. Marriage is essentially for companionship. Procreation, and fellowship. Procreation is a byproduct, and in what word should I use? Okay, but is something that must happen because you're both together and having fellowship together. So procreation is a byproduct of that. However, in this case, you're marrying because of a baby, right? And my question is, have you not seen people who even married under very okay circumstances and had babies and still divorced?
That's right.
So if someone can marry properly, right, under very, very okay circumstances and have babies, not just a baby, and still divorce, then why should you marry a man simply because you got pregnant for him? For me, I would say that is not enough reason at all. It's not a good enough reason at all. It's going to be extremely difficult because, again, there is the trauma of carrying a pregnancy all by yourself pregnancy in itself is an overwhelming thing.
Experience. And
even with the help and the support of a partner who is a spouse, who is a husband, it's still not easy.
That's right.
So imagine having to take on that journey alone and not being assured of the support of a partner, right? So it's going to be an extremely difficult journey. However, I believe that hard is better than the hard of getting into marriage and discovering that this marriage shouldn't have been and having so much regrets. So for me, I would say square your shoulders and face your reality. What you need to do is ask God first of all, for mercy, for whatever that transpired between you that led to the pregnancy. Of course, it was not planned, so it was sinful, and you need to just acknowledge your sin before God and ask God for mercy. That's the first step. The second step, you need to pray for grace to carry that cross, because that's become your cross. You have to also ask God to send you help. So that help can be your family, can be friends who will stand by you, who would support you. You also need to ask God for grace to face the stigma, because there's definitely going to be that stigma. If you have where to disappear to, it will be easier. But if you have to face the very people who know you and know that probably maybe you're a church girl, we're not sure, but who know you, and then now know that you're not married and you're pregnant, right? So there's going to be that stigma, but you have to chin up and face it.
That's right.
And then see how it goes, how that relationship goes during the course of your carrying that pregnancy and giving birth to that child. Would also help you know the man
That's right.
that you have by your side, how supportive he is, the help that he gives you, the things that he does, for you and for the baby during the course of the pregnancy, would to some extent not really tell you who he is entirely, but at least to give you an idea that okay, this man is a kind man.
Right.
This guy is caring, he's loving, he's responsible. That's like one of the most important things. He's a responsible person. The fact that he's able to take responsibility for his mistake and then take responsibility for taking care of you and ensuring that you and the baby are okay would help you know if, wow, this is who I should absolutely get married to. And then allow that baby to come and let the baby get out of the way. Then two of you are able to decide if you still want to go into that relationship again and decide that you want to marry yourselves. So there should be a time frame of letting you have the baby and heal from having the baby, so you can have, like, because when a baby, pregnancy and having a baby literally takes your life away from you. Let me not even lie. It's an overwhelming thing. It's you are subsumed into that that space of caring for another human apart from yourself. Being 100% responsible for keeping another human alive is a huge responsibility. So for me, you need to have that baby and heal from having that baby, and then now see if the man is still there, still standing there and wanting to have that relationship with you. Then you don't go straight into marriage. Then you go into courtship and see if you can marry.
All right.
Very important.
Very important. You know, like she said, actually it was supposed to start from courtship.
Yeah.
But since you have already jumped protocol, so you cannot, the truth is life is a school.
Yeah.
Life is a school. And sometimes when we that are pastors are insisting that you follow the process, it will look like you're not extreme. You're being extreme, you're not being realistic. There are consequences for action.
Absolutely.
Just like you said, this is not judgment.
Yeah.
We don't want to judge you and we don't have the right to do so
at all.
But just for the sake of somebody else who is watching this video, there's a process to everything. Relationship start with courtship.
Yeah.
And courtship is not a time where you get intimate with the person. Like I said in our previous video, that courtship is come, let us see
if we can marry.
So the time when you're coming to see if you can marry, for instance, you're checking a product in the market, whether you can buy it, you can't open it.
You can't open the product.
You can't open the product and start eating it to see how it tastes before you determine whether it's...
Except it's a tester. And testers are tested.
They are just tested. Everybody, you understand? So you cannot make yourself a tester.
Actually.
That everybody will just come and tell before they go and make their decision.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? So this is why you have to keep yourself. Very important. Abstinence always remain the most viable option. It may not be convenient, but it's always the most viable option. But be that as it may, this has happened. And like she said, the first thing to do is to ask God for mercy, because that is already, the child is not an accident, but the act that led to that child was sinful. So the child may, or with them, is a blessing, of course.
Yeah.
That child is a blessing. So don't do everything that it will take humanly possible to keep that child. But you need to ask God for mercy. And having done that, you need to ask yourself one question. I was not ashamed indulging in this act. Why should I be ashamed carrying the consequence of the act? Every act has a consequence. So most people would think about abortion just to cover up. But that has not negated the fact that you have already indulged in the act. Except maybe you are afraid of man and not God, because God sees everywhere.
Yeah.
So since you have decided to keep the baby, like she rightly advised, the best thing to do is to take up the responsibility. Nobody say break up with the guy, but you can't keep being intimate at this point. So since he has agreed to support you, that's fine. That's what a responsible man should do.
Yeah.
You go about your life, carry the pregnancy, and then go through the process, bring forth the baby, and like she said, healed through the process. Then if this brother is still interested in you, then you will now start a relationship.
Yeah.
Because If you marry because of any reason, that marriage has no future. If you marry, not just pregnancy, don't marry because of money, don't marry because of sickness, don't marry because of pity, don't marry even because of pregnancy. There shouldn't even be a reason. The only reason you should marry is that, number one, this person is the will of God for your life.
Yeah.
Number two, you and this person share the same, there's an alignment of purpose. There's an alignment of purpose.
Yeah.
These are the primary fundamental reason that you consider for marriage. It's not for any, it's not for pity, it's not for money, it's not for pregnancy.
Yeah.
Because if you do, in fact, it's not even because of beauty, because beauty is transient. Oh, body shape and body size. As the person grows older, those things are no longer there.
Yeah.
So please, the best thing to do is you go through carry your cross. It has happened, and go through the experience with bold face and bear it. Carry your own cross with confidence. There's nothing you can do about it again. The worst has already happened.
Yeah.
So the worst is the pregnancy, and it has already happened.
So you're already at the rock bottom.
Exactly.
So it's from there it can only go
Go
upward.
up. So think about how to spring from there. And this is the right part to do.
Yeah.
Because if you lower yourself into one pity party, rush into an emergency marriage to cover up the pregnancy, all of that has already formed a very faulty foundation in that
and
marriage.
The Bible says,
if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do?
Absolutely.
All right. So
yeah, I believe that you have your answer, and I believe that this should also guide anybody else who has gone through or who may be going through something similar. I believe that this is very instructive and insightful, and I believe that you'll be properly guided. All right, so if you have further questions or further concerns concerning what we just talked about, or any other thing as it relates to your dating and courtship or marriage generally, please shoot us a question in the comments or send us an email in the email that will be put in the description box, and be sure that we'll respond to you.
Definitely.
All right, see you in our next video. Bye-bye.